It's funny because I feel like you and I are like poop brothers, and
Yeah.
and
That's what we should
everywhere
talk
we
about.
go, it smells like poop around you,
Yeah.
and there's poop around me, and we're on the Bathroom Break podcast, and shit just happens to be the subject.
Shit in stereo. So yeah, so like you started the shit. You got to know that, right? I didn't. You started shitting out in front of everybody first. You did the running while shitting. All George Carlson. Oh, yeah, what's
Yeah,
that?
George Carlin,
Carlin.
dude. Yeah,
Sorry, I called him my name.
he. Well, that I mean, I always thought he was funny, and that was actually Jess Margera's idea he turned me on to George Carlin, the comedian stuff. And as he was saying that, like, you'll never see a man running full speed while taking a shit. Like, I was known as the shit guy because I threw shit on the lockers in high school to
Oh, you
get
were that
expelled
guy.
from,
Wow.
yeah, from high school.
Your own shit or dog shit?
Yeah, my own shit. I shit into a coffee mug, and the plan was I wanted to take a shit in this health teacher's like coffee mug, and
Wow.
like take the shit and then put it back on his desk.
Oh man.
And like then when he gets back from lunch, there'll just be a turd like hanging out.
Wow.
That was funny to me, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be so funny, and that was the plan. But then I ended up when I was in the hallway, this girl who was like a goody two shoes kind of girl, she was like definitely gonna tell on me, and she was coming down the hallway, and I was like, oh, I freaked out. So then I just splattered it all over the lockers, and then threw the shit cup in the girl's bathroom. And I'm like, and I got shit on my foot. So then I'm like trying to get the shit off my foot, and I go into like the water, the water fountain, and I'm washing the shit off the foot in the water fountain. Then this teacher comes out and she's like, what's going on out here? Ew, like ew. I think there's, and then she calls the principal. There's feces on the locker here. And so anyway, I get kicked out of school.
They knew they put it all together.
Yeah, they figured it out
Shit in the
because
teacher's mug and.
yeah, because I was a little
You would have been
hellion.
better off just running in there, forget that girl, shove her into a locker, and then
Yeah, and then just put it in
Really?
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
mission accomplished.
yeah, I was such a hellion that they told me that morning I had a meeting
Seemed
with.
pretty mellow from that description.
Yeah. That morning they were like, okay, with my parents and the principals, like if Chris does anything else the rest of the year, like he's going to be expelled from school. And I walked out of that meeting. I was like, it's fucking January. I'm never going to make it till June.
Without doing that again.
Yeah. So then that was the
You're going
was the
straight
day.
from the office right back to shitting. or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I just went and shit in the mug,
Shit in
and
the office.
yeah, and so yeah, it's just been shit after shit after shit. And dude, the funny thing was, years later, like right when Jackass the show started, Bam and I went outside because we were like, oh, we got to film some stuff because like they were putting the pilot together, and then it was like, well, we need to just kind of be in the habit of filming. So we went outside, and I had to take a shit, so I get like a newspaper and I stand by the stop sign and just pull my pants down and take a shit there. And it happened to fucking be one of the dudes on the school board that expelled me. It was like the most
Nothing's
perfect.
changed with Chris.
Yeah. And it was so good because I didn't know at the time, and we took the shit, and then we get back and we look at the footage, and I was like, fuck, that's Mr. Zimbato, the guy that was on the school board that
my
expelled me from school. And it was just so fucking perfect. We were dying because we just kept slow-moing his wife's reaction. She's like, like just staring at it. And it was like, she had to look right up my asshole while the shit came
had to. She
pouring
had no
out of
choice.
it. Yeah.
She was bound by contract. What do you mean? She's like, like once she locked eyes with your butthole, she's like, I can't look
It
away.
won't let me. Yeah. Yeah, it's Jesus. So shit has been a part of my life, and shit has been a part of your life.
Yeah, I'll tell you how mine started. I was a very unpopular child. No one would hang out with me, and then we had this little field behind our little neighborhood, and I was out there, and I had Gatorade bottles used to be glass instead of plastic. Like
Yeah, I remember
opening.
that. Yeah.
And then so I take a shit, and I shit in it, and then I'm like, I didn't know what to do with it. Everyone's looking at me, so I threw it at a log, and all the glass broke, and the shit stuck to the log, and they're like, yes! And everyone, all the neighborhood kids cheered for me, and after that, I was in with the crew.
You're like,
So I kept that in my back pocket until Jackass started, and then you broke the ice with your
hell yeah.
shenanigans. I was gonna try to make a word with shenanigans and shit.
Shenanigans. Yeah, I like it.
Shenanigans. And then I think it was because I ended up doing the puking omelet where I eat the omelet stuff raw and then puke it into the thing. So that when the movie came around, they're like, Whitey McConaughey is one of the filmers. He was a snowboard filmer, and he ended up filming some stuff on Jackass. He wrote the idea of the hardware store shit. So
yeah.
they just all were pointing at me. They're like, you do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, can you just shit whenever? I'm like, yeah, I can shit on command.
Well, I got to take one now.
Yeah. I could literally take a shit right here between us.
Yeah.
No problem.
You probably should.
Yeah.
I want to feel like we're in the chicken coop.
Yeah. If we would have filmed it out there, I would have shit in the chicken coop. But I'm going to shit in between us. I am.
Yes. There's got to be shit.
Come to terms with that.
We should just marry our shits together.
I thought you were going to say marinate.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yes,
Married and marinated shits together. Yeah.
What did you eat this morning?
I just had a bowl of cereal and a coffee, but then I stepped it up with a stir fry and some egg rolls I made.
There you go.
So, they were
So the egg roll shit is going to smell
I
terrible.
just ate all the ingredients raw and puked it into the wok.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh my God. So yes, lots of poop everywhere and
Everywhere, smeared all over the walls, or the lockers and stuff too.
hell yeah. So I wanted to hear a little bit about between Gatorade shit bottle and Jackass, like you were basically like an awesome snowboarder and like kind